How we love God is pretty much how we will love people. How we will love people is pretty much how we will love God. And there's no getting around that. This is why that if you have, for instance, let's say for the sake of argument, a worship leader, a music leader, who is sleeping around, that is a problem for the congregation. Why? Because all of the songs that we sing in church express high, in fact very challenging levels of love and commitment from us to God. What will people say when they meet with a challenge? They'll say, that sounds very challenging. I wonder whether or not he really means it. Now, they cannot tell on a Sunday morning when we're going for it in worship whether or not this guy really means what he's leading them in, really means that we must have this challenging level of love and commitment. But they'll be able to tell very precisely when they look at his relationships, because there will be an exact correlation. There's no way in which someone who is unfaithful in a relationship with a person who they have seen, no way in which that person can be super faithful in a relationship with someone they haven't seen. Now, I've used the example of the musician only because it sort of makes it far more graphic. We are all teaching a high level of love and commitment, a challenging level of love and commitment. People cannot tell from looking at me whether I love the Lord because they cannot see the other party in the relationship, but they can see Ruthie. They need to see in 3 dimensions what it means to live in love and commitment, to keep the promises that you have made. If I'm not doing it with Ruthie, I won't be doing it with God. How challenging do I want this to be? I could pick up my old NIV and basically there it says the overseer must be the husband of but one wife. Easy. Okay, well, I could pick up a modern NIV and it will say that the overseer must be faithful to his wife, and I could interpret that to mean, okay, well, I haven't been sleeping around, so yeah, then people are getting what they need. Yeah, fine, tick that box. I think, though, if I am set upon, my heart is set upon, if I aspire to be the kind of leader that people need, I've got to ask a far more challenging question. I've got to ask, is Ruthie actually getting all that she is entitled to as my wife? Is she getting the love and the commitment that she's entitled to? Because if not, I am not beyond reproach. Well, she's not always getting it. I'm not always beyond reproach in my relationship with Ruthie. So, when I'm not, I better fix it, hadn't I? Now that, as you'll see, we talk about something that ennobles us. That's not a hardship to have to fix my attitudes and my relationships when they go wrong, is it? It might be challenging, it will be. It will be demanding, in a good sense, it will be. Because marriage is demanding and challenging. But I'm committing myself only really to being the husband that I promised to be when I first made my vows. If I'm going to be the leader that my heart is set upon being. That's ultimately good news for Ruthie, isn't it? But also, I suspect it's good news for me. And it's good news for the people who I'm going to be leading.